Jarrell Big Baby Miller, heavyweight contender, says it's a conspiracy theorist against Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz, falling out of the PEDs. Says that it's basically a setup that Deontay Wilder never really wanted to fight Luis Ortiz. This is your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the boxing clinic. And there's some irony here, man. But let's go into what Jarrell Big Baby Miller said. He said that Ortiz was on the WBC Wilder program, ran a drug test for months, and all of a sudden, that means he's been on those blood pressure pills, and and all of a sudden he fails a drug test. He says that's bullshit. Basically he says bullshit. Says that basically, Deontay Wilder team is scared of all these opponents, and it's a conspiracy theorist for these guys failing drug tests. Basically saying that, Wilder got the plug with the Wilder for these guys to fail. And I find it funny, though. You know why I find it funny? Because it's irony. It's ironic. Because Jarrell Baby Miller is a former PED user. Back in kickboxing, he was suspended by California, State Athletic Commission. I learned of this when, before the Gerald Washington fight, his trainer talked about he's concerned about his fighter fighting Miller because he thought Miller was still on PEDs. He says with the lashing out, all the up and down emotional moves, he's very emotional. And he said they asked for a random drug test for Jarrell Miller, and they was declined. Said they'd do the regular piss test before and after the fight, and he was suspended for some months in kickboxing for PEDs. So it's funny how a PED abuser can defend another PED abuser in Luis Ortiz. Didn't bring up his past of PED abuse in his article as well. I'm gonna link to the description. But, he's been real jealous of Wilder ever since Wilder gave him that concussion in the gym. He explained it on True School Sports. Shout out to my boy BT. And he said that he been running outside in the Alabama heat, and he came to spar with Deontay Wilder, and he was just dehydrated. And that's why he had to go to the hospital. And this dude runs his mouth. He runs his mouth a lot, man. And sometimes, it's a show, but sometimes he just, he just sounds ignorant. Especially when you got a history of juicing. You should just shut the fuck up on the whole motherfucking situation. You really should, because what goes on in the dark comes to the light. Especially with the social media era, people going to be able to dig up everything and everything about you, And, these dudes is really jealous of Deontay Wilder, because he making money. He made $5 million, then he had to fight Alexander Povetkin. He good. They won his spot, and he said he'd take the fight. Well, take the fight. Take the fight. This is going to probably be a replay of you sparring, because he's too fucking big, And, he was just looking like, he wasn't looking crisp versus Gerald Washington. Now, if he dropped 30, 40 pounds, possibly 50 pounds, get down to 250, I think he'd be good money. He'd be solid. I believe he got a pretty good chin on him with the kickboxing. He got pretty good skills and stuff like that. I'm not going to hate. He a very good athlete to be 300 pounds and moving that fast, moving that quick. But you can't carry that weight in a real 12-round fight, if it goes that far. But he talks about who he wants. I want to fight him, But, he lost to some guy back in there. Was it Fred Kessie? Had a close draw, or they gave him a gift decision or some shit like that. He's talking like he's at the big dog table yet. In this heavyweight division, of course you're not at the big dog table yet. You should have fought Dylan White. But you ran over to HBO and fought some watch guy, I don't know what this guy's name. But everybody got an opinion on Deontay Wilder, but nobody has an opinion on Anthony Joshua for saying that he's not ready for Wilder yet. And then he just said he eventually gonna lose. Then he warns Daniel Dubois, the guy with 7, 8 fights, who knocked him out in the gym. So he feel threatened. He calling out guys with 4, 5, 6 fights now. But nobody talks about Anthony Joshua, And that's that American crab in the barrel shit, that black people shit. You see how Jarrell Miller is trying to pull down Deontay Wilder? Yeah, he talks shit about Anthony Joshua, but Anthony Joshua just made the most pussy remarks of, combat sports. Oh, I'm not ready. I'm scared. I respect him for being honest. I do. But everybody recognize you as the #1 heavyweight, and everybody putting Deontay Wilder down because his technique, or they don't like him for whatever reason. Oh, he been this, he been that. But you attacking Deontay Wilder? And you was a former PED user? Fuck out of here, man. They ain't saying shit about Anthony Joshua. Ain't saying shit about Dylan White, who said let's run it up. You know, people talk tough until it's time to sign on the pen on the pad, though. You know what I mean? Could have fought Dylan White over there. I'm sure the money was right. Eddie Hearn pay. But no, you went to go fight Walsh. Could have fought Dominic Brazil, somebody that's proven with a good chin, try to one-up Anthony Joshua. So I just advise him to shut the hell up. We gone.